We left Meganisi after 6 months solid of lockdown. We have finally been given permission to sail the Greek islands.
Keep all your game, highs and lows, highs and lows.
And now that we're allowed to move around, we can get to a decent sized supermarket. We have finally got some different food on board.
So that little lot is maybe, I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks worth of shopping, and we haven't been able to do a proper big shopping run, so we've just dwindled all of our long-term supplies. So now we've replenished all of those long-term stocks basically, because shopping in hectares, as much fun as it was, is expensive. Now we had access to a large supermarket. Just taking the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle for a walk. Heroes in a half shell. Where's she going?
Hi boys. Keep coming. Come on then.
Off you go, into the goat.
Good boy. Good boy. Come on.
Trying.
We waited on anchor for a couple of days until the wind changed in our favour, and then it's time for us to leave. We're heading south.
So we've currently got 2 lines ashore. Both one on port, one on starboard. Wind's coming off of our port side, hence the port line is taut. So Nat's going to go ashore and remove the slack line. And the way we've attached them, if you look, pretty standard around here, it's attached to the biggest tree we can find, and we use soft straps to go around the tree, so there's no damage to the tree, and the roots of the tree are one of the best anchors you'll ever get. So those lines now have to come off, so that's one gone. So the slack one's easy. Obviously there's tension on the port line, so I've got to undo that for her, and then she'll bring those ropes in the dinghy, and I'll allow the boat to swing on the anchor, and then we'll recover the anchor and we are gone. I need to take the brake off, so that's our brake. My clutch is here, engage the clutch. This is just our stretchy piece of rope that stops the anchor chain from snatching. If you want a restful night's sleep. I quite like these Kong shackles, so it actually traps the chain inside of the shackle and then close the pin. We've got close to 60 metres of chain down in 20 metres of water. I'm going to lay it all out on deck to dry. Okay, anchor's up. There you go, 60 metres of chain on deck. And I'm just going to leave that to dry, because if I introduce wet chain into a locker, it's not good for the chain and it's not good for the locker. The boat's made of steel. Introducing salt water inside, not a good idea. So that'll sit there until it dries out, and then I'll just feed it back into the chain hole. So it'll go back down the hawser pipe there, and I'll put it away properly. Save myself a whole load of welding. So these guys' engine's just broken down, and we're just rigging a tow line now. So we're going to come back around and try and put them under a tow. They're on a lee shore and they're heading for rocks. If it goes in, I'm going straight into neutral, alright? So I'm going to skirt down their side and you're going to throw it to him. That's fine. Okay, make it off as fast as you can. There we go.
Okay.
Got it. That's it. Just watch it don't get caught. It should feed out okay. And just watch that bridle don't get caught around our ladder, please.
To extend that bridle.
No, that's fine as is. Okay. Okay, good steerage. Right, can you bring the dinghy back down onto our starboard side? I don't want it alongside of us, it's going to damage our paint. But if you bring it back to our starboard side now, it's not in the way. I'm just going to go minimal speed for a minute, alright, while you do that. So there's no tension on that line. We just got to bring our dinghy back a minute and then we'll get going. Typical with towing the bloody thing.
Yeah.
Don't lose it. Goat's my best friend. To the back of us. What we do when we get in there, we'll get in somewhere close to where we want to be, and then drop the tow line on them, and we'll pick it up afterwards at the dinghy, and we'll undo our end.
I'm slowly running out of space.
Yeah, that's fine. Take us in, but put that, they ever put this on anchor,
Yeah.
make sure it's to starboard, don't go in too far. I think it's got anchor float down anyway.
Okay.
Right, Nat,
Yeah.
put us in the neutral,
Yeah.
just untie me.
You're untied.
Okay, just in.
Okay.
Right, watch your depths, take us into about 8 metres. I don't know what depth we had in here from memory.
It was like 15 over this side, and it was like 7 or 8 over this side.
Okay, just keep taking us into the middle, baby.
I'm just in neutral.
Okay, go back into gear because the tow line's going under.
I'm still in 18 metres here.
Fine, it's okay. I can tow with the dinghy
Okay.
as long as I don't run out of petrol. James, pull in. Nah, just put the anchor over there somewhere anyway.
Okay.
While I towed the boat into the anchorage using the dinghy, Nat very skillfully went off to one side and anchored blown away. Well done, Nat. I've since spoken to James and Diane of SV Wish, and they had diesel bug. So they managed to change the fuel filters, clean the fuel, and they are back up and running again. Well done, guys.
Pretty little fishing port of Sivota. Quiet night on anchor. No wind last night, which was nice. Yeah, we're heading over there this morning, a place called Family Cafe. They do what looks like a full English breakfast. We've missed that kind of stuff. Having been in Meganisi for so long, everything was closed. Now we've got a few options. We're going to take advantage of them. So we're having a breakfast over there. So you join us as we're making our preparations to leave Sivota. We spent a night here, and we just had breakfast in Yanni's Family Cafe.
Yanis.
Take two. We've just had breakfast in Yanna's Family Cafe, and that was a very big breakfast. And yeah, we're prepping to get going. Where are we going, Nat?
We're going to head south towards Ithaka. We're probably going to head into Vathi.
We're going to fill up water in Vathi. Vathi?
Vathi?
Vathi, however you pronounce it. We need to take on some water, and it would be nice to wash the decks down, etc. There's a fair bit of mud and dog hair and all the usual detritus on deck. We did some diving yesterday, so everything's quite salty. And then we'll spend at least one night there. We're hoping we can catch up with Wim from sailing Exodus.
Yes.
Which would be quite nice. He's in there at the moment. He spent the lockdown period in Vathi, and then from there south.
Yes.
We don't really know where. We don't have a plan. We're just going to head south today. Goat is not afloat. It is just draining the salt water out of the bottom because it's got a second floor in it. We can't scoop the water out, which is what we used to be able to do with the old one. This one's got a nice dry floor in there, which is great for getting in and out, but not so good for draining. So we're getting the salt water out of Goat at the moment, and then Goat will be back on deck.
So we might even have enough wind to sail.
Yeah.
Yay!
Okay.
Go.
Should we get Goat on deck?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We have the main and the Genoa on.
I can tell it's windy because I can see your hair splices. It's my telltale.
Uh-huh.
Sailing telltale.
Yes.
All you got to do is ease the main sheet on this boat and she balances beautifully. Look at that. I'm on course, holding course, and I've just got a finger on there. So Nat, what do you think of roller furling?
Yeah.
What do you think of roller furling? Should we get roller furling?
It's rolled perfectly, look.
It is rolled perfectly. Poor Nelson. Another sleepy dog day. Taking the cushions off.
Yeah. The sailors now, honey, sailors.
It's my favourite chair.
How often have you sat in that chair? since
Twice.
you moved? Exactly.
But now I can.
But now you've got a comforts, yeah?
Should we buy one of those autopilot things?
You don't need to. Nelson's driving.
Nelson's driving.
Nelson!
Nelson's licking windows. That is the beauty of a long keel, right? Walk away from the wheel, do what you want, walk back to it whenever you feel like it, and you're pretty much on course. We still have the main up.
Yes, we do.
The wind's about 60 degrees off our port bow, but we're still going in a straight line. Where's the fish?
Where's your
Where's
fish?
the fish? Where's the fish, Nelson? Where's the fish? Where's them big fish? The wind went up to 25 knots. It's been 25 gusting 30, so now we've just anchored instead.
What have you got to say on the matter?
This is the biggest bay in the Ionian. There is no bay bigger than this in the Ionian. He's anchored on top of us.
The crew of the catamaran, they soon recognised what they'd done wrong. And fair play to them, they picked the anchor up and they moved across the bay a little bit further. Join us next time on Blown Away when we visit the island of Zakynthos.
Kate, absolutely Kate, in salt.
When we spend our day sailing to windward, and we dive on the mooring that we're giving at the end of the day. See what we find.
This place is so frustrating to sail. So frustrating.
I've got the wheel, look at me! Do you ever obey captain's orders?